Okay. Hey guys. So I know you probably have been keeping up with the news about the Eric Hosmer potential trade to the Mets. Um, I'm gonna try to not be too heated about this, but this is just basically me giving my thoughts about what happened and how it fell through. So, if you guys don't know, earlier today, the Padres were talking to the Mets about making a deal that would send Eric Hosmer plus Chris Paddack plus $30 million and also maybe Emilio Pagan to the New York Mets for Dominic Smith. And personally, I know it's a bit of a controversial trade. There's many that do and don't like it, but personally, I would have liked it a lot. And once again, a trade is talked up a bunch by a bunch of credited reporters with verified check marks on Twitter, and it turns out that nothing happens and the Padres get screwed over again and don't make a trade, and everyone in the clubhouse knows everything that happened, and everyone's just not happy. And it's happened twice now on like very big occasions, and it's happened other times with just other random like deals that just don't happen if it gets leaked with the Padres. It's just a nightmare, man. And my thoughts on the trade were, like I was saying, I would have liked it. Um, Eric Hosmer is like 32 years old. He's making $20 million this year. It drops down to like 13 million for the next 3 years, but it's still not good. So he's making like 59 million over the next 4 years, and he's getting older and worse. He's not getting any younger. He has lost his step defensively. He's a horrible base runner. He's one of the worst defenders at first base. He is barely a league average hitter in general. And at first base, you being a league average hitter in the entire league is not good enough. That's a position where you need offensive production because they're not doing much on the defensive side. And even though a first baseman does not do much on the defensive side, he somehow makes it even worse. And I'm not trying to make this video about bashing Eric Hosmer or anything, but let's just face the facts. He is destroying our payroll, and he is performing well under what he should be getting. And he is one of the worst first basemen statistically in the entire game. And who knows? Maybe he could have a bounce back here. We've been saying that for the past 3 or 4 years. And it's never happened. He always has a good first month, and then after that first month, he tails off. And it's the Eric Hosmer we know, the one who grounds out to second base and misses pop flies on the infield. We know how it's going to go. We already have been through this for 4 years. Nothing's going to change. I don't know why people think it will, but it's not. Let's just face reality. He's going to look good for the first month, which is why he had a good 2020. It was basically a 1-month year because he was injured for like half of it. That's why he looked good in 2020. Excuse me. But and the reason why I've seen a lot of people say Dom Smith is not that great or something because they look at his 2021 stats and he was absolutely terrible. And yeah, he was absolutely terrible in 2021, but that was because he had a partially torn labrum that he was playing through. And now he's fully healthy. And although he had a sub 700 OPS in 2021, in spring training so far this year, he's taken Max Scherzer deep twice in one game. And also, over the course of spring training against other pitchers, he's posted a 1.214 OPS, a 1200 OPS, and he's hitting 381. Dom Smith, when he's healthy, is an elite hitter. He is good. Look at 2019. Look at 2020. He was healthy, or at least when he was playing healthy, he was mashing the ball. And we need that. And he's naturally a first baseman, Dom Smith. He's not naturally a left fielder. So his defensive stats are not great in left field because that's not where he has ever played before Pete Alonso came on the Mets and he had to move. Dom Smith at first base is better than Eric Hosmer at first base. Dom Smith is a better offensive player than Eric Hosmer when he is healthy. And if you just believe hard in his 2021 that he was playing with a partially torn labrum, if you think that's who Dom Smith is, then I can see why you don't want him. And also for the clubhouse issues I've seen. People say that if Eric Hosmer gets traded away, then the clubhouse will collapse. Well, first of all, Dom Smith is a good clubhouse presence as well. Perhaps better than Eric Hosmer. And when we played the Mets last year, a lot of Padres players talked to him a bunch, and on first base they had played around buddy to buddy stuff, had conversations, laughing. So we know the Padres players already like him. I know that's kind of a weird example, but if you remember the games back last year, it seemed like a lot of Padres players already liked Dom Smith a lot. As they were joking around with him at first base when they were on the base paths. So Dom Smith is a good clubhouse presence. And Eric Hosmer, I guess a lot of the players in our team like him a lot for his personality and clubhouse stuff. But when you gain Dom Smith, you're also getting that as well, on top of just being a better player than Eric Hosmer. And a big negative, the biggest reason why I'm upset about this trade is not because, Dom Smith isn't that good, or Eric Hosmer can bounce back and Paddack can bounce back too. No, the biggest reason I'm not happy that this trade fell through is because everyone knows about it. The New York media and the New York Mets had every single piece of information they could possibly be leaked. And we know what happened last time in 2021 in July when all the stuff got leaked about the Eric Hosmer trade and whatnot. And after that, we had the worst second half in the history of baseball. This team, no offense to any of the players, but their mental toughness, the way they handled it was the absolute worst way. And it legitimately looked like that they gave up after they found out that their friend was going to be traded. And it's happening again right now. And I'm just worried that something like that will repeat, where the players will be unhappy, the ones involved, and potentially, not play as well because they don't want to play for this organization that is actively trying to get rid of them. And also the other players who even weren't involved, who look up to guys like Eric Hosmer and think, oh, why would they want to trade him? So that's the biggest negative for me, is that there was so much noise around this trade. There was so much talking from the New York media that everyone knew about it. Everyone who could have known about it now knows about it. And I'm just afraid of what's going to happen in the clubhouse if there's any negative impact. I mean, if we use last year as an example, it was a fucking absolute mess. However, we had Jace Tingler as the leader, as the manager. So perhaps Bob Melvin can make things better than last time. But the players will do what the players want to do at the end of the day. So we can only hope that Bob Melvin can right the clubhouse and take control and make sure nothing like that happens. But who knows? That for me is the biggest negative, is that it got to the point where if it didn't happen, there would be unprecedented negative impacts back in the clubhouse. Because now Eric Hosmer and everyone knows that the Padres front office is doing everything in their power to get rid of him. And can you imagine being Eric Hosmer on the field, playing for an organization that pretty much hates you, that is pretty much actively trying their hardest to remove you from the team, from the organization, doing everything in their power, And he knows that. And why, if you were in his shoes, why would you as a player want to try your best to help this team, to help this organization? It just, that, it makes sense, you know, it makes sense. Eric Hosmer's totally, there's no way he's happy here. There's a reason why his performance has fallen off. The fans don't like him. He knows that. The front office doesn't like him. He knows that. Why would you as a player care? You've already been paid. He's already got his money. There is no reason. There's absolutely no reason for him to try and improve. And he's even said on record that he is not trying to improve his game. So that for me is the biggest reason. That for me is the biggest reason why I'm upset. I can live with going with Eric Hosmer for a bit. If this rumor never came out, I would have been okay, you know. But now that this happened, it just makes everything worse. It just makes everything worse. Even if you didn't like the trade 100%, at this point, it would have been better to have the trade go through because of the potential negative repercussions it has now in the clubhouse. And maybe this is just PTSD talking from last year, but you know, we should learn from the mistakes of our past. And I just don't want that to happen again. So sorry if this video seemed kind of all over the place in a way, or not very organized like the last one. That's because this is more of a reactionary video and not really scripted in any way or cut up. This is just kind of one take basically. So yeah, let me know your guys' thoughts about this. Even if you're happy about the trade not happening, do you agree that like it got too far? Like there's to the point where like now there could be some bad things happen from this, just like last year. So yeah, just let me know your guys' thoughts. I really want to see them all and hear them because there's been a lot arguing for either side of this trade to happen. But you heard my thoughts. Please let me know yours. I really want to see. And I'll read all the comments and respond. So thank you guys for watching this video. This doesn't mean that there's never going to be a trade for Eric Hosmer this before opening day or something. Maybe something else happens with the Cubs or the Mets, like reopen talks. I don't know. But at the moment, it's just, there's nothing going to happen. So thank you guys for watching. Let me know what you think. And I'll see you next time.